I think now more than ever, people are finding themselves weighed down by the pressure cooker that is everyday life. Between juggling bills, going to work, taking care of a family, the news, politics, world events, maintaining friendships, and trying to set aside time to unwind, with a few variables aside, more people than ever find themselves chasing that elusive feeling of true happiness. If I were to ask you what true happiness was to you, would you be able to describe what that means in regard to your life? Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome back to Cosmic Hypnosis. I'm Bob, a hypnotherapist, Andromedan starseed, and ET contactee. Today we're taking a look at a Q&A clip from a QHHT session recorded on October 2nd, 2022, where we ask my higher self the question, what is true happiness? It's something that I've been in search of for most of my life. I've been getting better at it as of late, but it's something that I have to constantly work for, to align my life towards what happiness means for me. Happiness takes action, and hopefully, after you've listened to this excerpt, you'll find a way to apply this wisdom into your own life and step into your new reality that is full of what makes you happy and void of the things that don't. Let me know in the comments what makes you truly happy. Enjoy.
Kind of going off that, what is true happiness?
Well, true happiness is kind of a rather subjective term. It's kind of hard to articulate what true happiness is when true happiness varies from person to person or situation to situation. And so there is a lot of variance, but within the individual level, I mean, everybody has to ask themselves the question themselves, what is true happiness? Well, what is it to you? Well, Bob knows what true happiness is to him. Bob loves his family. That brings him happiness. Bob pursuing his work with QHHT and YouTube and Twitch and sharing things. That is true happiness. Bob having a healthy and loving family is true happiness. Him having, the ranch and the property and building his own little slice of heaven and only having to answer to himself and living in a way that's true to him and upholding his values and a life that other people don't have a say in. That's true happiness to Bob. Being able to say what he wants, freedom of speech, being able to go where he wants, freedom of movement, being able to have his own place, freedom of his own space. To Bob, that's true happiness. Just freedom to live how he wants, to live how he sees fit in a way where he can provide love to others and be a service to others oriented being. To Bob, being in service to others is true happiness for him. And in order to be truly happy in doing the work, he just needs the other things we mentioned. The ability to just love freely, let love come in, basking in that love, enjoying nature, the world, constant search for meaning, constant search for understanding, for growth. All of our souls are here on earth to grow and find meaning and learn and live and understand. And for a lot of people, including Bob, that is true happiness. The growth of your soul and the growth of the souls around you. There's a lot of people like that out there. A lot of people that are going to come in to listen to this are going to resonate in the same way that Bob feels, and things that bring true happiness to Bob bring true happiness to others also. With that said, like we said in the beginning, this is a very subjective question. True happiness for different people is going to mean different things. For example, there are people out there that love to ballet dance. There are people out there who are great at classical piano. There are people out there who can play the violin like nobody's business. Bob can't do any of those things. I mean, could he learn? He could learn piano, he could learn ballet, he could learn violin, sure. But Bob's not a classically trained ballet dancer that finds joy in ballet. But there are a lot of very talented people out there that do. And so, in that sense, it's a subjective question. But really, just true happiness is what brings you bliss. Go chase that feeling. Everybody knows what makes them feel good and what makes them not feel good. And it kind of ties into the law of attraction too, or You just have to chase that good feeling. And that's the greatest litmus test with everything. Anxiety as well. You treat it as like a compass. And if things make you feel good, chase those things. If things don't make you feel good, run away from them. And that includes your job. And then a counter argument would be, well, I hate my job. How can I have true happiness when I go to work every day and my job fucking sucks? Yeah, guess what? There's a lot of other jobs out there. Go find a new job. Well, it's not that easy. It's really hard to. Well, that's an excuse. I can think of a bunch of other excuses as to why you can't leave your job or why you can't do this or you can't do that. You could live a traditional, quote unquote, traditional life. You can go to a 9 to 5, live in an office, push papers for some middle management dude who's there just to helicopter over you, who make your life miserable. Yeah, you could do that. You could make a good living do that. You could raise a good family doing that. You could live in a suburb. You could do whatever idealistic view you have of going to work every day in your cubicle that you can't leave it. Yeah, you could still have that. Or you could have your dream life. And what sounds better to you? Bob made the choice. Bob prefers pursuing his little slice of heaven and helping people grow. That's true happiness to Bob. So, we really leave you with this question. What is true happiness to you? That's a question that everybody has to answer for themselves. And QHHT is a great avenue to ask that question. Business email below. Just kidding.
So, since it's so personalized, would you say that everyone's way of attaining pure happiness is going to be different then?
Everybody's path to pure happiness is different. Yes, everybody has to pursue their own path. And it's hard to describe the path to true happiness for each individual because each individual has their own path that they have to walk. Nobody can walk for you. Nobody can set you on the path. Bob, you can listen to this and you might feel really inspired and you might say, wow, yeah, I listened to Bob's new session that he put out, and yeah, I've got all this really cool advice about, true happiness and finding my calling and getting out of my path. And yeah, it's kind of like Bob put me on my path and now I'm walking. Okay, well, Bob's not going to be there to move your feet. Bob's not going to be there to pick you up when your boss is a douche. He's not going to be able to pick you up when your kids are screaming or your wife's doing whatever or whatever's going on that affects you on a core level. Bob won't be there to put you back on the path. You have to put yourself on the path because it's constantly, every day, the world is going to work against you. In a lot of ways, it won't, but in a lot of the ways that a traditional Earth human would go about their day, there are variances everywhere. There's variables all day that can knock you off the path. And so, in truth, it's really only you that can put yourself on the path. It's only you that can keep yourself on the path. And it's only you that can protect yourself from these variables. And when life gets down on you and things start to get difficult, sometimes you may slow to a crawl. You may even stop along your path. But the key is not to just yeet yourself off of it and give up. You just have to one foot in front of the other. You figure it out. Your bad days will pass. You continue moving forward. True happiness is attainable for everybody, no matter what your perspective. The only person standing between yourself and true happiness is you. LP puts it really nice in one of his songs. You are the cancer for the cure. So get out of your own way and allow yourself to cure yourself. Stop making excuses.
As always, a big thanks to our patrons for your ongoing support of the channel, allowing us to do this work, and to you for checking out our content. To hear more of our work, check out the various playlists here on the channel, and head over to our Patreon for the stuff that we can't release publicly on YouTube, as well as for membership tiers with discounts on your next online session with us. If you're interested in finding your purpose for incarnating on Earth, where your soul comes from, how you can best navigate your life, and hearing ideal advice by you, for you, check out the links in the description for booking an online session with Elise or myself today. We look forward to learning and growing with you. I'll talk to you in the comments and see you in the next one.